Manchester United 5.4 now, hosting Liverpool 1.7. Huge rivals. I'm just bringing up some of these odds, obviously. So at the beginning of the season, where were they? They were 4, 5, about odds of 4 there to win the Premier League. They've now dropped to 1.67. But I asked you, didn't I? Because when Man City lost last weekend, I was like, "Ooh, is Liverpool going to win it?" And what did you say?
No, they'll do the same. They were 10 points clear last year. It will be when there's a couple of injuries, when they play each other. So remember, Man City can beat Liverpool twice, and that'll be a 6-point swing. You've got Liverpool that will drop points from nowhere. Listen, yes, it could be tighter. I don't, but all the values now with Man City. I mean, you can get 2.4 about Man City to win. You just don't know, because the thing is with, I'm not doing Liverpool a disservice, but if Van Dijk or Salah or Mane, they lose so much because they haven't got that midfield that creates. Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner, they just don't create. So if you lose one of them like big guns or one of the cannons, then all of a sudden a team has only got to concentrate. It's almost like the NFL. If you've got 2 wide receivers from the opposing team, then you've got problems because you can't mark them both double team. As soon as one comes out, they want you to go that way, so you can set up better. So for me, I still see Man City winning the league.
Do you agree with that, Martin?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, before the start of the season, everyone would have said that Man City win it comfortably, but Liverpool are on a real strong run of form. They look really solid at the back. I think there's belief about these players now. Yeah, totally agree with the fact that a couple of injuries could really derail Liverpool's bid. I mean, I think they've done really well to win their first 8 games of the season despite having Alisson injured, which is a real blow for them. They've been conceding a lot more goals than they normally would. You feel like even if Van Dijk gets injured now, they've got Gomez to come in, who's a pretty good player, alongside Joel Matip. I don't think they'll concede loads. Yeah, if 2 of their forwards get injured, they've got problems. But Adam Lallana can come in. He's reasonably creative. They've got Divock Origi. I can see them going on and doing it. I think if Man City are going to win the league now, they have to go on one of those epic winning runs because the stakes are so high. And I feel like I do feel Liverpool will drop points, but I think Man City are going to drop a lot more points because they just haven't got it defensively. I think they'll go and spend a ton of money on a couple of defenders in January in an effort to close the gap, but might be a bit too late by then. So I can see why Liverpool are some favourites.
Yeah, now obviously Liverpool favourites in this match, but it is a big rival game, and Manchester United are going to pull in at Old Trafford. But obviously Liverpool is still the undefeated team, and losing that record there's just so much stake in this game. I think a lot of people will be taking Liverpool based on their current form this season. Well, last couple of years, but 1.7 there. Could this be an upset? Are you staying away from the game? Is it just a little too risky?
It doesn't feel particularly risky to me. I can see everyone saying that Man United aren't going to let this go. There's a huge local rivalry and, Liverpool haven't got a very good record at Old Trafford. But I just see a real golfing class between the two teams. If you look at the form, Man United just lost to Newcastle. They're 2 points above the relegation zone. Liverpool have won all 8 games so far this season. They're better in every department. The only way that Man United can stack up against them is in midfield, and Pogba's out of this game. So you're going to have the likes of McTominay coming up against Henderson. They're pretty evenly matched there, but I think Man United struggle at the back. They're not creating chances. They're not scoring goals. I think they'll really struggle. They're not creating chances in open play at all. They were dreadful against Newcastle. I think Liverpool go there and ease to a pretty comfortable victory. I backed them earlier in the week. I got them at odds of 1.83. Wow. I'm happy with that. And it's been going in, but still at 1.75, I'll still take that, definitely. I can't see them losing this game. I think they'll win it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, you were talking as well about the next manager to be sacked. I think Solskjaer's head's on the line, isn't it? Isn't that's not... what are his odds? Because I thought he would be one of the favourites too.
Yeah, he's sandwiched in between Marco Silva and Mauricio Pochettino as three horrendously performing managers. I think he'll be given a little bit more time to turn things around, perhaps, than Marco Silva will at Everton, but it's going disastrously for him. He doesn't seem to have the tactical nous. He just keeps on speaking about how he's going to take things back to the Alex Ferguson way, play really exciting, really ambitious football. But we're not actually seeing it on the pitch. They're not creating chances. They're not doing anything. They're poorly organised. They're dropping points. It's not looking good for Solskjaer. I think they're going to have to hold their hands up soon and admit that they made a mistake and go for someone else. Don't know when they're going to finally turn this thing around. But yeah, I can't imagine him lasting too much longer at this rate.
I know. So, okay, so 1.7. A few people on the chat here are saying as well, after the international break, anything can happen. That's Dono7 saying there. He says, United, a double chance, easy. What do you think?
Copy and paste everything that Martin Green has just said, apart from the way that he's gone about it and find value. This side, Man United, are devoid of creativity, of energy, of bite, of discipline, of want, of will, of desire, against Liverpool side, who score goals from Salah, Mane, Firmino. They've got defensive players that come up and attack the ball on set pieces. You've got probably the two best attacking fullbacks in Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. There's just matchup after matchup of it's just a miss. It's just a miss for Man United. If they turn up, Man United, they all want lining up against the wall and absolutely shooting because they haven't tried and bothered a leg all season. And now all of a sudden, the big guns come to town. And listen, they beat Leicester 1-0 and they beat Chelsea 4-0. They are frauds, Manchester United. And I hope that Liverpool stick 5 past them, because that's what this team deserve. They need to be embarrassed live on the telly. And I'm going Liverpool minus 1.5 at 3.
Yeah.
I see 2 goals between them minimum, and I hope that Liverpool embarrass them and get 5.
Jack Turner says, did you mention talent? And then Zizou says, it's serious if Man United lose. Ole Gunnar will be fired. Man United have to show something. They do have to show something. But do they have the talent and the ability to show something?
No, and they haven't even got the want. I mean, this team have averaged like 1 goal a game. They've just gone to Newcastle and hardly laid a glove on them. They went to Southampton and they... It's just embarrassing. I mean, the young boy, Daniel James, that's gone in there, he's been the only, sparkle. I mean, you've got Harry Maguire at the back. I think their recruitment's been absolutely atrocious, and I said it prior, I've said it publicly, I've said it vocally. I said that Manchester United are an absolute joke club at the moment, and that's an embarrassment because they're one of the biggest clubs in the world. And the only reason that we get such good prices on other teams is because the bookies know that people bet Man United blind. Man United are not a bet for anyone. I said about Newcastle will beat them.
Yeah.
But I had to leave the game alone. I just cannot go near Man United, and I hope Liverpool put 5 past them.
If Liverpool win by more than 3, the coach is gone, says Zizou.